Hello there, guys. Alex here, and happy Record Store Day 2014 to everybody out there in the VC. I hope you guys are, if you live in the UK, you're probably either, like me, already finished your record hunting for the day, or maybe you're still there queuing at your local record store, or maybe you're in the store now hunting for records. And of course, if you live in the US, then chances are you'll be going out in a couple of hours and hunting for your favorite limited edition vinyl on this very special day, Record Store Day, 20th of April 2014, and this is the fourth Record Store Day I've participated in since starting collecting almost 4 years ago now, about 3.5 years ago. And yeah, I've been to every Record Store Day since 2011, so 2011, 2012, 2013, and today was my fourth. And I kind of went in a bit blind. I didn't take a list with me of things that I wanted to pick up. I had an idea of things in my mind that I was going to look for and prioritize. But once you get into the store, it's kind of every man for himself, and you've just got to... You're quite rushed for time. I find every year that I've been, I've felt pretty rushed for time because obviously there's a massive queue of people waiting to get in, and you don't want to inconvenience those people too much by spending half an hour in there. So, but I mean, yeah, I didn't really have a list or any expectations of what I wanted to get this year. I just went in there and took my time as much as I could and looked for the stuff which appealed to me, and I managed to get some pretty nice things. I was waiting in line probably for about an hour and a half, between an hour and a half and 2 hours, which is about the same as last year. And the first year I was much closer to the line in 2011, much closer to the front. But this year I was about 40 places back in the line. I got down to the store at about 8 a.m. After grabbing a coffee, and I was, about the same place I was last year. And, it's always a bit of an arduous patience testing task waiting in a queue. I've never been a fan of queuing for anything. I don't think anybody's a fan of queuing, but it was all worth it in the end. It was well done, and the anticipation, you could feel it kind of building as we got closer and closer to the front. And I got in there about 9:10, about a couple of hours ago, and had a good look through the releases and picked up some nice things. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I bought. Only 3 things I actually bought, but I think they were definitely the things, or a few of the things that I kind of thought about in my head before going. And there were some things there that I had to kind of ask myself whether I really wanted them, and in the end I just had to put some things first. But I got some nice freebies, which I'm going to show first, and I actually picked up a non-Record Store Day LP, which I'll show in my next vinyl update, because I want to make this one purely Record Store Day releases. It was a fun experience. Unfortunately, I won't be around for the live music that's happening today. They've got a great lineup of people playing at the Truck Store in Oxford. I would have liked to have stayed, obviously, and seen some of those artists play, but I'm going home for Easter for the weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to... I think I'm going to go to the store back in Marlborough where I live, and obviously it's nice to go to a couple of different stores so you can see if they have some of the stuff that maybe Oxford didn't have, and maybe they'll have some live music on later today. That's about it. That's about all I can say about my experience this year. As I say, I'm looking forward to seeing some more videos. I was texting a few people. My friend Brandon, he was at a store in, I think, Cardiff or Newport in Wales, and we were texting when in the queue, as a way of passing the time. And, it was really exciting. I love Record Store Day. And I feel like the prices this year were kind of very varied. I find that every year I've been so far, they've really... the range between the prices of some things has kind of increased. I don't feel like the first year I went, everything was similarly priced and what you'd kind of expect. And every year since then, it's kind of been, some things have been, I'd say, underpriced or at a very reasonable price, and then other things have been very extortionate. And I guess that's kind of the nature of limited edition releases of anything. It's gonna, the most desired and the least available things are gonna be the most money. So can't complain. I don't think I got ripped off on any of the things. But anyway, I'll stop talking and get straight into these now. I'm gonna show you some freebies first. There was a nice selection of freebies. Just go through these quickly. This first one here, sampler CD from a Ninja Tune and Big Dada. This is a 2013 sampler. A couple more samplers. We got Joe Perkins and a host of other artists. Advanced promotional copy. And these samplers, not really a big deal for me. I might put a few of them on and sample them, no pun intended. This is another one, Crossword Records compilation volume 2. I'm just a sucker for freebies. I probably won't even listen to all of these, but if something's free, I'm enough of a cheapskate to just snap it up. So yeah, those were the 3 sampler CDs. Got a sticker, your local record shop. I got this £10 off in Richer Sounds when you spend £100 or more. Probably won't use that. And finally, I got this nice, cheaply produced, admittedly, but this is a nice booklet of Courtney Barnett. She put this together. It's called A View to a Gig by Courtney Barnett. And Courtney Barnett was an artist who put out one of my favourite EPs of last year. It was a double EP. She's an Australian singer-songwriter, and she put out an amazing release last year. I think it was just called a double EP or something. I can't remember the name. But yeah, she put together this booklet, and it's kind of just a bit of fun. You've got some drawings in here, and just a kind of commentary of what it's like to be on tour. And I thought this was pretty interesting. And again, it was free, so I just snapped it up. Anyway, those were the freebies. I'll get into what I bought now. First of all, I picked this up without knowing too much about this band, but this was numbered and it was a very cheap price. I thought this was one of the most reasonable items that I saw in the store today. And also I saw, just before I got into the store, I was on Facebook and I saw that Adam Nichols had picked this up. And me and Adam are good friends, and we've got pretty similar taste. So even though I was naive in buying this, because I've only heard a few tracks from this band, I thought I'd take the plunge and pick it up. This is The Stripes. This is a four-track Mind, it's called, and it's got 4 tracks on it, appropriately. This is an EP by The Stripes, and as I say, I've only heard a few tracks by them, and I've liked their stuff. So I thought I'd pick this up. This was only $5.99, as you can see. For an EP, I thought that was a very good price, considering a lot of the 7-inches were over £10. There are a few under £10. But I didn't see many that were priced this low, 7-inch stuff, singles. This is on Virgin. So yeah, the 7-inches, a few of them I was tempted by, a couple of the Bowies. They had some Bowie 7-inches. Rolling Stones, they had some nice stuff, but I'm not really a 7-inch collector. I've never really been a singles collector of any kind. I only have a very small collection of singles, so I thought I'd just spend my money more wisely and pick up, either 12 inches, 10 inches, or LPs, or this. In this case, this is a double 7-inch EP, and yeah, this is The Stripes. Looking forward to listening to this. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to listen to any of this stuff yet. And I got 2,458. Not quite sure how many of these were pressed, but yeah, I thought that was a nice find. That was the first thing that I picked up when I got in the store. Second of all, again, I was talking to my friend Brandon. He has a YouTube channel called Brandon Gregory, I think, just his name. And he's put up a couple of videos, and we were texting whilst I was in the line. And yeah, he mentioned to me that he might pick this up, and I hadn't even thought about this before he mentioned it. I hadn't thought about picking this up, and then he mentioned it, and I thought I'd keep on the lookout for this one. And they had quite a few copies of it, so I picked this up. This is Bonobo, Get Thy Bearings. This is the limited edition Bonobo single, or 10-inch. And this has a Donovan cover on it of Get Thy Bearings, and it's got a download code taken from the album Late Night Tales. And this was $9.99, so I'd say this is the thing that I was most on the fence with, because $9.99 for a 10-inch single is quite pricey, a bit on the pricey side. But I mean, I'm a Bonobo fan. I like their album they put out last year, and I wanted to get more than two things, and this was the next best thing, in my opinion. This is the next thing that I wanted to pick up without spending, you know, over £20-30 on an LP. Thought I'd just play it a bit safe and pick this up. So yeah, looking forward to listening to this. Again, I'm not sure, I don't think this has a number on it, but it says limited edition, so I imagine that there was a limited pressing of this. So yeah, nice to get the Bonobo single. Looking forward to listening to that one. And finally here, I didn't get any LPs, but I picked up this. This was the most expensive item, and it was one of the main things I was looking to get before going to the store. You know, I'd seen a lot of people talk about this, and it definitely looked to me like one of the coolest things I'd ever seen issued on Record Store Day. And it helped that I was a big fan of this band as well. They've just put out an album which I'm a really big fan of, which might feature in the next my next vinyl update. But yeah, I managed to pick up another single. This is a 12-inch single, and this was what I was most stoked to get today. This is the Liars 12-inch. This is Mess on a Mission, their lead single from their most recent album, Mess, which came out about a month ago, I think. And as you can see, this was $16.99, so I paid a bit more for this. But I'm stoked. I'm so happy that I managed to get this. And the main, I guess, novelty feature of this release is that, as you can see there, it's got a really nice stringed pattern. And it kind of appears on the camera as a pattern, just a kind of coloured vinyl feature, but it's actually embedded into the vinyl, the string. So they've actually embedded the string into the clear vinyl, which I thought was really cool. It's, you know, one of those things that you normally only get on a day like Record Store Day. And, you know, being a fan of this band and, you know, seeing how cool this was being pressed, I had to get this. And this was one of the things I was very lucky to get, actually, because there was some guy next to me talking to his friend, and yeah, he picked this up, and he was talking to his friend about how cool it was, and it seemed to me like he was going to buy it, and as far as I know, it was the last one, and I was really annoyed. I was getting really down that I wasn't going to be able to pick this up, and then, yeah, he just put it down. Yeah, he was raving about this, and then he just put it back in the rack and left it. So as soon as he did that, my hand was straight down there, picked it up, and yeah, managed to pick it up. So this was by far the coolest thing from this year's Record Store Day. Massive fan of this song, Mess on a Mission. Definitely one of the best songs on their latest album. Obviously the lead single, and yeah, just so stoked to have this. And it's got some remixes on here, I think. It's got Mess on a Mission by Black Bananas, Freezer Jam remix, and Silent Servant remix. And it's got actually 2 tracks on the A-side, so it's not just a single. It's got Bla Vets on the A-side, which I'm not sure made it onto the album, but it could have done. I can't remember the track names. But yeah, if you see this, I would highly recommend picking it up. Very heavyweight vinyl, and the string feature is just so cool to me. One of the amazing things about vinyl, just the way you can combine art, I would say. You know, it's art, and you're combining it with music, and I just love it. So yeah, those were my Record Store Day finds. I didn't have a field day like I did in 2011, where I picked up probably double the amount of stuff. I kind of held back again this year, a bit like last year. I didn't want to spend money for the sake of it. I mean, I was talking to Brandon about this. It's so easy on a day like Record Store Day to just completely buy into the concept of limited edition stuff and just splurge all your money on things just because they're limited. If you get what I mean, when there's so many other records that you'd probably be more happy to buy in any other circumstance. So I was glad and pleased with myself that I managed to refrain this year, but at the same time, I'm very happy with my 3 releases and all the freebies. I also got this bracelet, this wristband, which says you can do better on it, which is another freebie, which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I also bought, as I said, another LP, which I'll show in my next vinyl update, whenever that will be. When I imagine when I pick up a few more records, I'll be able to show you that one. But yeah, hope you guys out there, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great Record Store Day. Looking forward to seeing, as I do every year, I'm looking forward to seeing, everybody else's updates, and yeah, looking forward. Roll on next year. Just seems to get better and better. So yeah, that's what I managed to pick up, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in another video.